Now, you guys, Monopoly money in a backpack, words written on shell cases, and an e-bike as a getaway vehicle. Who is the person behind the most talked about case in the nation? So y'all, let's go back to December 4th around 6:44 a.m. Brian Thompson, who's one of the CEOs of United Healthcare, he's in NYC because he has to go to an investors meeting. So on surveillance, you can actually see Brian. He's walking down the sidewalk and he's headed towards the Hilton because that's where the meeting is. But what Brian doesn't know is there's somebody lying in wait. Now, y'all, as Brian is walking down that sidewalk, somebody with a mask on, with a jacket and a backpack, they come up behind him with the weapon and they fire a shot. So this weapon had a silencer and a suppressor on it. So after that shot, it kind of jammed. But whoever this person was, he quickly unjammed that weapon and he started to fire again. So y'all, Brian is down, but the person who did this, he just runs off.
Out of the hotel. No participants at this time.
So Brian is quickly identified as the CEO of United Healthcare. He's taken to the hospital where he is later pronounced dead. Now police, they are investigating this crime scene and they start to see some crazy stuff. So one of the first things they notice is shell cases, and on these shell cases written with a Sharpie is Deny-Defend-Depose. So y'all, those words are used by lawyers a lot because it critiques what insurers do to their customers. They often deny claims, they also delay payments, and they defend their own actions. So could the person that have done this been somebody who had got affected by United Healthcare? Police, they start to review the surveillance, and that's when they actually see this person in action. They notice the stance on him. They notice how quickly he cleared that jam. They quickly realize that this is just not something that happened. This was a targeted attack. So after reviewing surveillance, they saw that after he ran off from the crime scene, he actually got onto an e-bike and rode to Central Park. They kept reviewing this surveillance, and that's when they realized that this man had been in NYC since November 24th. So he made it to NYC on a bus. After getting off of that bus, he ends up staying at a hostel until around November 29th. Now, y'all, this is a picture of the suspect because he takes his mask off while at that hostel. So the woman who's behind the desk, she tells police that yes, he stayed there and we kind of flirted a little bit. While they were flirting, she asked him to take off the mask so she could see his smile. And that's how we get the infamous picture of him with his mask down and him smiling. So they continue to track the surveillance and they realize that after the crime, he went to Central Park and that's where they discover his book bag. So they're excited because they're like, okay, this book bag has to have something in it of substance that we can use to try to figure out who this is. But y'all, the book bag literally had a Tommy Hilfiger jacket inside and it had Monopoly money. That's when they continue tracking him using surveillance and they see him on this bike and they see him leaving out of Central Park. Now, y'all, listen to this because this is where the case gets crazy. So after he's on that bike, he ends up catching a taxi. He catches the taxi back to a Greyhound bus stop where police believe he got on the bus and now he's left town. But let me explain to y'all how crazy this case is because this only happened 45 minutes after the killing. But police did not catch on to all of this till around Friday night, which would have been 2 days after the killing. So let me break this down a little bit better. After he kills Brian, he hops on the e-bike, he goes to Central Park. He dumps the book bag. He gets back on the e-bike. We're guessing that he changed clothes, but they have not found his clothes. They only found the jacket. He rides the bike somewhere to go catch a taxi. He catches the taxi back to the bus station where he just disappears. All of this happening about 45 minutes after the actual crime took place. Let me just say this, y'all. This was well thought out. This is not somebody who just woke up one day and was like, I'm finna kill the United Healthcare CEO. This man knew where the meeting was. He knew what day the meeting was. He knew that he was going to be at that meeting. He knew where he was staying. He also knew what time he was leaving because the meeting was around 8 a.m. and this happened around 6:45. I hear everybody talking about how well he used his weapon, but nobody's talking about how smart this man was not to use an actual car. If he had abused a vehicle, he would have been traced down fast. Them traffic cameras would have caught him. Somebody would have saw him in his vehicle. The vehicle would have been identified very, very fast. But the fact that he drove an e-bike, y'all, this man was able to cut through corners and back alleys to get to Central Park. He avoided so many cameras just by riding that e-bike. Not to mention him catching a Greyhound bus, y'all. Y'all don't understand how crazy this is. He could have got on any bus going to anywhere. They have no idea where this man went. And then yesterday they came out and they said that they felt like they could identify this person, but they still haven't identified him. Now, y'all, I think this was a paid hit. I really don't think that he was the person that was affected by United Healthcare. Because for me, there was no emotions in this. He just walked up, he did the job, he got on his e-bike, he was out of there. Down to him flirting and doing little stuff like that, it just doesn't seem like somebody who is personally affected by a situation. It honestly seems like this man was paid to do this and he thought this out for a long time. And some people have even come forward to say that they thought that this was a woman. Now, I don't know, but I honestly do not think they're catching this person. Even down to the Monopoly money in the book bag. Everybody was like, what's in the book bag? What's in the book bag? He is way ahead of the police, y'all. He is out of there. He might be in another country by now. He's been using fake IDs at the hostels. Y'all, he even stopped by Starbucks and got something to drink and got an energy bar. This man is serious. And to make matters worse, they're offering a $10,000 reward as if this is not a billion-dollar company. Do y'all really want to catch this person or not? Now, I'm very curious as to you guys' theories on this case. What do you think happened in this situation? Why do you think Brian was targeted? Do you think that this was a paid hit, or do you think this is something personal? Comment below and let me know your thoughts on this case, and I'm going to keep you guys updated.